Welcome, friends, to part 2 of our Rolling in the Ruins special. It's finally not infernally hot and my brain can actually brain. I hope you're all managing to keep cool. I'm taking full advantage of a lull in the heat dome bollocks to do some bits and pieces, but even contemplating a week of 32-degree heat here in the Bradford Hills is enough to slow me down, let alone the reality of it. But a lull we have, for now, and I know some of you have it much worse. For travellers stumbling across this with no context, in June 2026 we hosted a couple of Moorcock-flavoured RPG days, a fortnight apart here in Bradford. For more on how that came about, check out the last episode. A lot of our fellow rollers made a weekend of it and stuck around on the Sunday morning, allowing, for the first time, a more community-based podcast experience in 2 parts. This was a new experience for us, and for me particularly, because the vagaries and complications of recording with up to 15 or 16 people in a less than ideal environment definitely came into play. Groaning chairs, a very hot room with USB fans keeping people alive, terrible reverb from that room that was at least half floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Bradford City Hall. A terrible, terrible place to record. Brilliant for gaming, awful for recording audio. So a lot to address for me in my amateurish fashion in post and editing. Some lessons definitely learned for next time though, and the second half, which we recorded a fortnight later, does sound significantly better. But despite all of that, and some scandalous errors on the part of the quizmaster, there was also camaraderie, laughter, prizes, and a live delivery of a blunt and blistering 1-star review. So join me and Phil at the Ginger Goose as we tackle a lazily assembled quiz, trapped mugs, breakfast stout, and a couple of balmy, hungover Sunday mornings with the help of the last roller standing. We are recording. Oh, how excited. Right, let's go then. It's Sunday morning, the day after day 1 of Rolling in the Ruins, and we're recording a podcast. Welcome, everybody. Yay! That's how we do it. So, let's just do a quick round of introductions. We'll go along. I'm Andy, you're...
Phil.
Steve.
Rod.
Mez.
James.
Chloe.
Clarky. Richard.
Mitch.
Richard.
Sarah.
Chris. Glenn.
Mark.
Fabulous. And I've split you into 2 teams because we're going to do a stupid quiz. A stupid, lazily assembled quiz, which in the past has always come in handy when Loz has been around, usually at Christmas.
Yes.
Isn't it? But Loz has bailed out this morning. Because apparently he drank too much whiskey last night and he woke up feeling shite. I tried to convince him that a breakfast stout was all he required, but no, he's not having it. So anyway, congratulations to everybody who's braving a breakfast stout this morning.
Cheers.
Yes. So, I think we need to thank all the GMs who delivered yesterday for a fantastic day of gaming. That was brilliant. That was lovely. Now, one of the things that we've pondered for over 6.5 years while we're doing this podcast, and actually some of you have actually been on these podcasts when we've been pondering these things, did we learn anything yesterday? Or did we just shout and scream and roll dice? And I think in my game we had projectile vomit. Somebody shat the pants.
Sphincters.
That is a good point, actually. Mitch's game had multiple sphincters. And that's very Stormbringer.
I think so.
I don't remember the references.
Oh, yeah.
Pig-headed demons.
Pig-headed
Yes.
demons, multiple piercings.
Yeah.
Pig-headed demons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had golden wheels.
Yeah. And Glenn and his marvellous innovation, the Moorcockian Chaos Creature Generator.
Yeah.
Which is a thing of magic.
Well, we've added to it based on yesterday's experience. We decided that it wasn't diverse enough. Whilst there were strange creatures, no, there were a range of strange creatures. But for the next time and for future reference, Ross Kemp has now been added.
Ross Kemp.
Collection of strange diverse creatures.
Chaos loves diversity.
Chaos loves diverse.
So the whole of it, or just bits?
Yes.
Only putting the head box
Yeah, I
so
think it's
far.
just the head, isn't it?
But I now need
Ross
to do
Kemp.
one for Ross Kemp's legs.
Yeah.
Ross Kemp's
Ross Kemp's
arms
legs.
and Ross Kemp's body.
So Frank and Kim.
Yeah.
Frank and Kemp.
Yes.
That's very Moorcockian.
And just in case the authorities are listening, this is just for a game.
Oh, fuck, no.
So I think probably the short answer is we didn't learn a massive amount about what makes a game Moorcockian, but we did have a lot of fun.
Yes.
And it was most entertaining.
And thank you all for coming the following morning to round things off like this, because I think there's about 15 of us, which is nice, isn't it? That's lovely. Now, quick shout out to folks who couldn't find the right path through the middle match to join us on this occasion. So, Lee Williams, Dave Dempster, Tanya Floker, Adrian Tchaikovsky, Robbo was going to come, couldn't quite make it. Tremor Pings wanted to come from Hungary, couldn't make it. Probably thanks to the orange gibbon in the White House, fucking up air travel and all the other things. Michael Hopwood wanted to come from Lithuania, couldn't get here. And lots of other fine folks who wanted to come but couldn't quite make it. We hope you can all make it next year. Well, will there be a next year? What do we think?
Yeah.
Okay, good answer. That's not an existential question about whether we exist as a civilization. We're going to do this next year. We've already been thinking end of June, haven't we? Yeah. Because that'll be 3 weeks after Expo, so there'll be less of a hangover from Expo. But now it's time for a quiz, a special quiz. Oh, come on. Come on, join us.
I'm so sorry.
Walk of shame. Boo.
Oh, the worst.
One on each team.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, separate now.
Okay, your team 2, your team 1. So team 1, I thought, well, we need team names because there's going to be a buzzer section, but we don't have buzzers. Team 1, the insects, represented by Insect Lord Nur. Okay? So when it gets to buzzer time, you buzz in by saying Nur. Okay? Clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Clear. Team 2, lizards.
That's a lot easier.
Beholden to the Lord of Lizards, Harshasta. So when we get to buzzer section, you buzz in by saying Harshasta. But we're going to start off with team questions. 2 points if you get it. You can confer. 1 point if you steal. And this section is about Stormbringer 3rd edition.
Never heard of it.
Which is why I had to split up the Newport Massive, because all they play, well, you do play other things, but you played a lot of Stormbringer 3rd edition, haven't you? Okay, now Phil, you're going to be doing the scoring, haven't you? Here we go. Are you ready? And I've got Marcus Bone of StormbringerRPG.com to thank for some of these questions. He very kindly agreed to provide some questions, because I'm not a massive Stormbringer 3rd edition nerd, but I thought it was quite handy that he is. So, question 1 for team 1. How much does a 2-man canoe cost? And you can give your answer in large bronze pieces or Melnibonean silver dragons.
Oh, God. Well, it's not going to be a golden wheel, is it?
Well, does it cost 2 people?
It's not.
I really don't know. I mean, that's just insane.
You've got to make a guess then. You've got to make a guess. Let's go in large.
180.
180 large bronze pieces.
Yeah.
Wrong. Team 2, can you steal?
We're going to go for, what do you reckon?
15 large bronze.
Yeah.
15 large, no.
50.
I'm sorry, you're both wrong. It's 2,000 large bronze.
I told you it was 2 people.
Fucking outrageous. Or 4 Melnibonean silver dragons. Which is really fucking expensive when you think about it. Although Elric was fairly profligate with his silver dragons, because at one point in one story, he pays the landlord a silver dragon just for them having some food and a meal. To which Moongloom is absolutely devastated. Anyway, we're digressing. Team 2. In the stat blocks, which canon character from the novels has a balance skill of 15%?
I think, well, I'm right though.
I like the introduction, it's got to be.
There's a guy, I don't want to say it because they'll steal it. I think it's diving far.
It's not diving
It's not,
far.
okay.
It's close, but it's not right.
It's not quite, yeah, okay, sorry.
Steal.
No, see that if it's closed, that's not.
Yeah, that's a bit of a hidden that.
Well, I mean, you've got to just go for it. If you've got anything, Glyn.
Well, no, because if it's close to that,
We've got gas.
Moongloom.
Okay.
It's the
No.
guy who falls off the walls.
It's Diving Tarkan, the
Diving
commander of the walls of Malnibone, who, when
Sorry,
it's
yeah.
invaded, is so devastated by the gall of the young kingdoms to invade the Dreaming City, he falls off the wall to his death. And he's dashed to his death on
Didn't we do that yesterday?
Smeagol Baldhead's ship.
Oh, no.
Comes to the point of getting half his name right.
Yeah. He did have 60% in sync, though.
What do you think? A point for getting half his
Half
name?
his name, right? You got the
Half a
first
point.
half right.
Half a point.
Half a point.
Well, that would have been worth 2 if we'd got it, so surely.
Yeah, well, it wasn't right. though. It wasn't right. Half a point. Half a point could be the deciding moment.
Oh, the
This is true. Okay. So, yes, a classic character and a great gag by the people who wrote the rule book, because nobody else in the entire game has a balance score, but they gave Diving Tarkan a 15% balance score because he fell off the wall after being outraged. Team 1, your next question. Who created the cover art for the 3rd edition? That should be an easy one. Oh.
Look, you two are like the
Guess.
guys that know.
Let's have a
I'm like,
guess.
I just play it.
Oh God, no, brain gone blank.
Steel.
Is it a green cover? Sort of greenish background?
No, that's 4th edition.
Oh, okay. No, I know who did that. I don't know who did that.
So, well, for absence of anything, it's Michael Whelan.
Well, that's exactly
Michael Whelan did 4th edition.
Yeah.
3rd edition, the one with Elric on the horse, and his arms are hidden behind his wings on his helmet. So it looks like he's got Stormbringer mounted sideways on the top of his helmet. It was Peter Andrew Jones. Peter Andrew Jones. Team 2, situational question. Below a really shitty tavern in Oin, in a stinky chamber, a strength 13 character tries to break free from the sticky grasp of a disgusting semi-liquid chaos man-bear pig. Strength 21. According to the resistance table, what must they roll to succeed?
Oh, I think
Ooh, number crunching question.
8 points difference. 5% difference. 10% or less.
Wrong! So close!
What were the numbers again, sorry?
Strength 21 versus
Yeah.
strength 13. What was the strength 13 character roll?
5% for every number difference. So 13 and 21, was it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 7, 8, 40. You're going to roll either under 10% or 90%.
That's 15. If you look at the resistance table, it's 15.
Right.
You've been making us play wrong.
It's 5% for every number difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's
What we'll say is, if it turns out that I'm wrong and I read the table wrong, I will refund the point to the you all agree. So, right, team 1. I was good at that. When I was doing this morning, I was like, right, I better make sure I've got everything right. And for question 5, I had something to do with demon bounce boots of jumping. And then completely forgot to do the question. So I'm very hastily going to say, I forgot to articulate a decent question for this, so what do we do? Well, on the episode with Steve and his crew, a couple of years ago, I knocked up a random demon-bound item generator table. Right. And this is actually, I apologise to the Newport Massive who are on this table who don't get this question because it might be quite easy. See you shaking your head. One of the items that was rolled for one of your Massive actually made an appearance, as I understand it, in a game in a slightly different form. Mm-hmm. What was it? Destiny Chardonnay. 2 points.
That's my wife. How dare you? How dare you? Was my wife.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Team 2.
I'm so mad at that.
The random nationality table for character generation indicates what bonuses or penalties your character will receive according to their nationality. Right? We all know that. Melniboneans get bonuses to intelligence and power. Some feel a little bit arbitrary. Sometimes they're extremely punishing, like being from Oin or you. You get a bonus to con, but a penalty to intelligence, power, and dexterity, if you're from either of those places, which is a bit rubbish. But which nationality is so boring and uninspiring that the authors couldn't be asked to think of any attribute adjustments for them?
The film is boring.
Pick your ad. Wrong. Steel.
Can we have the question again?
So all the nationalities get bonuses or penalties, but one nationality is so boring that there are no attribute adjustments whatsoever.
I know I was going to say Lego Nation, but they get minuses.
They get loads.
Yeah.
Right, come on, let's have it.
Okay, it's going to be low.
Wrong. It was Argamilia.
Oh.
It was Argamilia. Back to Team 1. As is always the case with a fantasy RPG, there's a weapons table for players to pore over, isn't there? But in keeping with the wild and swinging nature of Stormbringer the RPG, one weapon stands above all others and begs the question, why the fuck would you even bother using a sword? It does 3d6 damage, this weapon. What is it?
So big old axe. Lomerian axis.
It's yeah. Lomerian, yeah.
Lomerian, so yeah, 2 points.
You took my wife, you took my weapon. I'd like to go now.
Team 2, you need to up your game, right? The Stormbringer 3rd edition rulebook was very popular at the time. You can still find copies at a reasonable-ish price on eBay to this day if you're lucky. But what did everybody's copies of Stormbringer 3rd edition have in common?
It fell apart.
Yeah.
They were really poor printed.
Crap one.
Fell apart.
They fell apart.
Yeah.
That's correct. 2 points. Bonus point opportunity because you're behind. Games Workshop published another 3rd edition of a licensed RPG within 12 months of the Stormbringer RPG that also fell apart if you coughed on it or looked at it sideways. What was it?
Call of Cthulhu.
Call of Cthulhu. Bonus point.
Oh, that was quick.
Bonus
Full of
point.
lights.
Congratulations.
Team 1. We're getting to the end of the Stormbringer questions now, 3rd edition questions. But 3rd edition core rulebook was published by Games Workshop. It was the first time the game had been published in hardcover, the previous 2 being classic Chaosium box sets with saddle-stitched manuals. So this allowed for a heftier tome, because in the box sets, the manuals were pretty skinny, weren't they? So what did they include to beef it up?
Artwork.
No. Steel.
There was at least there was 2 adventures in there, and which was the supplement about the Young Kingdoms. That's in the back.
Well, I don't know.
Please,
I can't remember what it was. Yeah, but I can't remember specifically what.
Right. 5, 4,
Come on, guys.
3, 2.
Some adventures?
No, it's a Stormbringer companion.
Yes.
It's a Stormbringer companion. Team 1. No, Team 2. Sorry. When improving a skill in 3rd edition, what die type do you roll for the increase?
I missed the question. What was the question, sorry?
So when you roll for a skill increase based upon experience,
Yeah.
what dice do you roll?
It's a D10.
It is D10. 2 points.
I thought that was quite interesting.
Okay.
Look at your face then, Sarah. You'll be like, because I don't feel me now.
Team 1. Your next, I think this is your final question, right? On Stormbringer. When rolling on the major wounds table, what happens to your character if you roll 1 to 50?
Impressive scar.
Impressive scar, but no other ill effects. 2 points. Well, let's get real for a moment. Is that not just a really fucking lazy waste
Yes.
of a critical table?
Yeah.
I don't know if we ever used that.
That's
You
really
did.
lazy.
Yeah, big scar on my face.
Did we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Bear had.
I got cleaved.
Yeah.
I remember. Cloven.
What you need is 14 to 18, dueling scar that gives you a permanent sneer, or something like that, or 32 to 35, lose a buttock. Okay. Final Stormbringer 3rd edition question on this side. In the stat blocks, and I want this within 10%, in the stat blocks, what's Elric's skill percentage while wielding Stormbringer? That's what it says. If you don't get it, they get a chance to steal, and if they get closer than you do, they get a point.
If you think it's that.
Because they did get the easy question on
That's
Destiny
what I've got in my
Show.
head, but whether it's correct in any way, go for about 120.
I don't know.
Sound a bit higher if you want.
Right, 5,
2,
4. Let's have it. Let's have a question. Let's have an answer, right?
Let's see 140.
140, we're saying.
140.
Yeah.
You're a little bit out. Try and steal.
So I think it's less than that. I think it's up just over 100. But this is like faded memory. I can't remember what I did yesterday. So I'm saying
pick a number over 100.
108.
Very close. 112 it is. So you can get a point there. You can get a point. So that's round 1. Phil, what are the scores after round 1?
7 for team 1.
7 points for team 1.
5.5 for team 2.
5. So there's only a point and a half.
Yeah, they got half a point for getting half Destiny sharpening. Yeah.
Round 2, Stormbringer 2nd edition.
Prizes.
Right then, now we're into the buzzer section. So if you buzz in, it's Shasta. Are you ready? For about 3 years, I've been meaning to cover a book that reveals a beloved television character's teenage history with a Stormbringer RPG. How weird. Who was that character? And bonus point if you can name the book. Who played Stormbringer as a teenager in a spin-off novel? Buzz in and make a guess.
Tracy Beacon.
You didn't buzz, disqualified.
Hercule Poirot.
No, your team's done. I was going to say for the buzzer round, If anybody says "Behold the man," their team is disqualified for that. But Taylor's not here, so we'll probably say from that. Okay, so it was Fox Mulder in the X-Files novel,
That makes a lot of sense.
Agent of Chaos, which we might be covering at some point. Okay, next question. Ready on your buzzers? Stroke, silly names. For a while, we've been obsessed with Guy and Smith books to the degree that at times we've been a Guy and Smith flavoured podcast. I even had King Crab in my Let's Play fucking D&D campaign last year, wearing a fetching hat. But who is the hero of the Crab stories and arch nemesis of King Crab?
I know that one.
Maggie, this is your time to shine.
No,
It's a human being.
It's a school teacher.
Okay, time counting down.
Come on, Maggie.
No buzzing?
No.
All right, it's Professor Cliff Davenport. Yeah.
I'd have just said a school teacher. You should just supposed to have been school teacher.
Next
Yeah.
question. We've been very lucky to have some crack GMs here with us this weekend, and one in particular shouldered a heavy load running 2 games yesterday, Simon Bailey. Simon's been part of the RPG scene for 45 years or more, with his first game design work published by Games Workshop in 1984. Very fondly recalled and technically forward-thinking game too. What was it called?
That's just
Golden Heroes.
Yes.
Golden Heroes. 2 points.
I want to make the noise.
I bumbled over my pronunciation of the name.
Take a moment to have a practice. No. Okay. Next question. In the conclusion of The Fortress of the Pearl, Elric slaughters the entire population of which ancient city at the edge of the Sahara Desert? You got a buzz?
He tried. He tried.
That's the buzz.
Is it? I don't recognise that as harsh.
Batteries, brother.
But yes, go for it anyway. Nobody else will.
It's quite a hazard.
Yeah, it sounds a bit like harsh.
Yeah.
It is quite hard. Yeah, 2 points.
I ran the book as a scenario once, and didn't have any time to prep, so I just picked
Next question. Ready on your buzzers. What book that we covered fairly recently was about brainiac dwarfs from the future killing scientists in the 1960s to protect their timeline and their 7-foot tradwife lifestyles?
Ah, that's just robot brain.
The robot brains. 2 points.
That sounds amazing. Yeah.
It is remarkable.
7-foot trad wives.
In the future, yeah, it's absolutely incredible.
Doesn't it? Yeah. Oh,
That was a recommendation from Malcolm Craig, and so I got a copy off eBay. It turned out signed by the author, the British author, and it's a really charming and entertaining and bafflingly weird novel. Yeah, most enjoyable. Right, next question. Why could my mate Hussein have been considered a controversial choice to spend almost 5 hours as my co-host talking about the final programme? Blank faces. He'd never read a single science fiction or fantasy book in his life. Yeah. Deep cut question here. In episode 0, an introduction to Breakfast in the Ruins, Phil and I were not in Derry and Tom's. We were in a mysterious kitchen inside an obscure Moorcock character. Who was it? I know that question doesn't seem to make any sense.
A kitchen inside.
A kitchen inside an obscure Moorcock character. Yeah, I might pitch this a little bit
high.
Too
Let's
nerdy.
say that's right. Let's say the ship that sails on land and sea.
No, if Loz was here, Loz probably would have got this, but he's not here, so unlucky Loz. No, it's Mrs. House. Mrs. House is an actual character in a Moorcock book. Question 20. Will Robbo ever come back to do Wheels of Terror Part 2? The answer is maybe, don't worry. Right, what's the scores?
From that round, we have team 1 with 2, team 2 with 4.
So what's the totals?
9 and 9.5.
Yeah.
So team 2 has snuck into the lead by a half point.
It's time to stop now.
Good. Right, so I've already mentioned for the last couple of Christmas episodes we've done special quizzes. What was the theme? 1-star reviews. So I'm going to have 3 clues from a 1-star review. The first section is going to be about RPGs. And if I read the first clue and you get it, you get 3 points. And this is a buzzing. If you get it from the second clue, you get 2 points. If you get it from the third clue, you get 1 point. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Backed by no demand whatsoever, this is the return of the 1-star review quiz. So, first clue. Didn't like the setting, dice choice, combat, or character classes. So I didn't read about the magic and the monsters. Any guesses?
Are we allowed guesses?
Someone said hash.
Bring a third edition?
No.
You gotta do the kicking noises.
Oh, sorry, yeah. No, it's good. D&D.
No. Second clue. With so many OSR games to choose from, maybe it's time for this to enter the public domain in the style of Talislanta, Dungeon Crawl Classics, or Savage Worlds. Fantasy are better modern choices. I don't know who this is who thinks that Dungeon Crawl Classics is in the public domain. But anyway, that's what they said about this game. So it's suggesting this game should be in the public domain.
Harsh or Sash? Old School Essentials?
No.
Black Sword Hack?
No. I think the fact that he's saying it should enter the public domain is a good clue, but then he shits the bed by saying that Dungeon Crawl Classics or Savage Worlds should be better. Right, I think their solo dungeons were the only decent reason for this game system. That and drunk game parties.
Tunnels and Trolls.
Tunnels and Trolls, 1 point for that. Right, number 2. First clue. Honestly, one of the user-friendliest manuals ever.
User-friendliest.
That's quite a long list.
Yeah, that could be.
I mean, you've just got to make a guess at this point and see if you can get 3 points by guessing right. Yeah.
Twilight 2000?
No.
Harsh or Sash? Advanced Dungeons and Dragons?
No. Oh, well, that would have been a perfect match. Clue 2. This game needs to be retired already. Its children's stroke successors are far superior, and every time you try to play with this system, you can hear its knees cracking, kid. Can anyone justify that character creation? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
That's just Traveller.
No. So you're locked out of this round. I've not finished the clue yet. You can wait. They're locked out now, so you can wait and have the whole clue. That endless list of skills? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Why do I have to have equitation and heavy machinery operation printed on my character sheet? 5 question marks. A resounding failure of a game nowadays that back in the day was passable due to the lack of alternatives, but today with a full shelf of module for this game, I can say it's complete garbage.
Nasty.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I'm going to say Rifts instead.
No. Third clue. Stand by your buzzers. Read the original story.
That's just
1 star.
Call of Cthulhu.
It's called Cthulhu. Point over
Yeah,
there. Okay. Next. Clue 1. Ridiculous because had to pay.
D&D.
Which one?
Oh. Third edition?
No.
5th edition?
5th edition.
Oh, I was
That's 3.
That is 3 points.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the other clues?
Yes.
Yeah. Terribly organised. Absolutely no explanation of the controlled vocabulary used by the designers. Literally refers to material not present in the book. And the section so referenced with the missing information refers back to the section that sent you there in the first place. Contradictory writing from how the system works, as well as the individual control.
That is Advanced Dungeons and Dragons.
No, this is still.
You're right. But you are right.
Yeah. And you continue. Contradictory writing from how the system works, as well as the individual contributors' styles showing through. Not interested in discussions, and this bit is underlined. Don't bother trying to change my mind.
Definitely a D&D review.
Yeah. And then the third clue, the review was so long, but this is read as written. The part of DMing a game and rewards, this is some fucking 90s adversarial DM shit. Inverted commas, if a player cannot make the session, do not give them rewards. If one of your player's daughter had to go to the hospital, then punish him. He should know his priorities.
We all agree that's fair.
If the player is a level or 2 lower, it's okay they will have less agency and mechanical input into the game. Maybe he should have skipped his son's baseball game to play fucking D&D with you and not missed out on a huge XP payout. That'll show him. Fuck that trash. This shit should have died in the noughts, and in the year of our Lord 2014, this tripe is inexcusable.
Very true, very true.
That sounds like a very RPG.
Was that one of us?
That's my feeling on the game.
Right, next question. First clue.
That's not much of a clue.
Oh, it's Lee. It's just Lee. Hello, Lee. Everybody say hello to Lee. Next, first clue. I'm not going to go into full detail on the rest of the system. It's still the same basic BRP system that's been around now since the 70s. Elements show the age, but for the most part, it still feels like a solid system. This is from a 1-star review.
Good. RuneQuest.
It is RuneQuest. Although I suppose I made them come up with 5th edition.
2nd edition.
So you've got to expand on your RuneQuest question.
Oh,
Your answer. What? Which RuneQuest?
Oh, that's not fair.
Well, I did it with D&D.
Come on now, let's go.
Second edition.
No.
Adventures of go around for the most recent edition.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, 3 points.
We stole it.
So we've kind of, we've corrected the balance there, haven't we? We're all about the balance. All about the cosmic balance. So the other clues on that, we're rolling up a sample character and came across a major oversight in the rules. At some point, you are asked to average the value of stats. Very encouraging. So I'm lowering my rating by a star for now.
What?
Yeah.
You have to averages.
Further, this is all from the same review and he's edited it each time to reduce the score and it ends up at 1. Further edit. In play, the game mostly works, but the sorcery rules are broken and the designer is defensive rather than helpful. Lowering my rating to 1 star since the game is essentially unplayable to me at this point, and therefore I don't like it. There you go.
That's RPG net again.
Yeah. Right, next clue. I bought an RPG and received a physics textbook.
No. Is that Ars Magica?
No.
Absolutely
Any offer?
The Traveller?
One of the Traveller's book.
No. But that could well have been Traveller.
Traveller 2300 maybe?
Second clue. Barely coherent. Plot missing. Presumed... oh no, that's wrong. Sorry. I got ahead of myself. Where are we? Character creation took longer than the campaign.
Alright, I reckon Mage the Awakening.
You want to go harshest dark?
Hashtag Mage the Awakening.
No.
Is it Phoenix Command?
No. Final clue. I needed 3 supplements before I could decide how tall my character was. This game can simulate anything except fun. Let's have a buzzer. Come on, somebody buzz.
That's just Earthstorm.
Oh, GURPS.
No.
Okay, I was going to say GURPS.
GURPS.
That's outrageous!
I'm sorry, I had to fit in a negative GURPS review. just for you, Clark.
Fuming.
Okay, that's the end of the RPG section. So, now we're going to go on to... Sorry.
Did Duke James get a point there?
Yes.
Well
That was the
done.
final clue, wasn't it? So that's a point. Yeah. So we're going to go on to the next section, which is 1-star review quiz, Moorcock-flavoured section. But much like we're a Moorcock-flavoured podcast, we also cover other things. So there might be things that aren't Moorcock, but we have covered on the podcast. Okay? So, first clue. I kept waiting for this book to make sense, but it never did.
Could be anything.
Could be anyone.
Laughter of Byzantium?
No. Which is actually a portmanteau of 2 different books. But it's not that. It's neither of them. Any guesses? Harshest dark side.
Harshest Star, Mother of London?
No. Second clue. Barely coherent, plot missing, presumed dead. Presumably Moorcock wrote it while stoned out of his gourd.
That's not narrowing it down.
No. Hell.
Yeah.
That's just the final solution.
No. That's not a Moorcock book either.
No.
But it's close.
That's
very
Close,
dodgy
but
book.
still not a Moorcock book.
Yeah.
Any questions on any answers then, sir?
Lightning Pro.
No.
The fun program.
No. Third clue. At the end of this nonsensical gibberish that this novel consists of, there was a further reading section so you can read a load of stuff to interpret the book and understand what was going on, which is the ultimate sign that the entire shebang is so far up its own arse that it's not worth bothering. Don't waste your time.
Dancers at the End of Time?
No. Any guesses?
That's just Vanishing Tower?
No. It's Breakfast in the Ruins.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I mean, that last clue
That was
is
the
equally
podcast,
applicable
right?
to the podcast. Yeah, okay, next. First clue. One of the most nightmarishly tedious pieces of fiction I've ever skimmed. Somehow even worse than The Wendigo or The Other Side of the Mountain. It's like H.G. Wells took salvia and wrote a very detailed Aeroids trip report, but with all the you had to be there indifference of hearing someone else's dream. There isn't a scrap of vivacious or engrossing or evocative writing in the whole book. Recommending this to a contemporary reader should be a crime. This isn't a Moorcock book, but we have covered it on the podcast.
Oh, is it effing Danners?
It's not hashtag fucking Dernus. It's really lovely that you said effing.
Well, baby's present.
Yeah.
Where?
Any clues? I don't think I've got a Danish question in here. That was a bit of a fucking mess, wasn't it? Maybe I have, though. I can't remember. Any guesses on this side? Shakings of heads. Okay, clue 2. Just because a dude wrote a horror story a long time ago doesn't mean you have to publish it as a horror classic at Penguin Books.
Mountains of Madness?
Any clues? Any answers? Need to drink some Guinness.
You haven't finished the question.
Yeah, I've got another clue to come if you've got no ideas.
Okay. Rats 2?
No. Third clue. 1 point for this if you can get it. I don't review books terribly often. If I could give it 0 stars, I would. I was not prepared for the existential panic attack I had reading this book, for fuck's sake. That's on me. Whatever. But I was also not prepared for the animal abuses and death. So trigger warning for that future reader. Read at your own peril. But seriously, what the fuck happened to Pepper?
Yeah, House on the Borderland.
House on the Borderland. Point there.
And that is a classic.
Did someone say that on this side?
Yeah. Between that and the Nightlands.
But we also had Watership Down, so.
Right, next question. Did not finish. Sorry, not for me. I was at 50%. It was at 57% I gave in, and I'm ashamed of myself. Maybe back in the 19s or 60s or 70s it was a cult, but for me, it should be cold.
Ooh.
Cold, not cult, cold.
This is cult in the 70s, though.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay. Next.
Probably a bad time to admit I don't read, isn't it?
Next clue.
Yes, please.
Plotline's a mess, patchwork world building, unabashed misogyny, and horrendous writing to boot. Just an epic waste of my time.
Ooh, 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh. we have thought about doing that on the podcast.
You do read.
That's smart, it's not reading.
Any ideas?
Just look at pictures.
Is this a Moorcock?
Third clue. I read these, yes, there's a series, about 100 years ago when I was young, and, well, shall we say, more carnal. These are basically soft-core porn.
It's gore.
Which one?
Oh, we're specific.
We've got to be specific. Gore is a series of 40-odd novels.
You can't ask me for a time. I mean, it's got to be a later one because that's when they get really misogynistic. It's not going to... Go on, Townsman of Gore.
Correct.
I just gave myself away.
Right, next. What a load of garbage. The world, maybe a little potential to be interesting, but my God, I have rarely read a less interesting man-child of a protagonist. And I knew that reading sci-fi from the 60s wasn't going to be great to women, but the dub con and complete lack of agency in the only female character was infuriating. Would have DNF'd it if I hadn't been reading for a book club.
What's that book club?
That's a wild choice for a book club.
They're all nicer swords.
No. Any guesses, or do you want clue 2?
Clue 2.
Clue 2. Didn't care enough about ship rigging to finish it.
Ship reading.
Ship rigging.
Good. Ice schooner.
It is the ice schooner. Yeah, 2
You
points.
should have known.
Yeah.
playing that yesterday.
Yeah. Next question. I don't have the history with hallucinogens needed to enjoy this. It feels like a lot of disparate narrative threads in search of a story to tie them all together. Certainly not boring by any means, but two stream of consciousness to hang together well enough for me to be interested in following through to the conclusion.
Is this a new one for 3?
Yeah.
Archer Star, the final programme?
It is the final. Hey. Yeah. The next clue was dreadful.
And we can get Mary's opinion because she only read it recently.
Oh, what's your 5-star review? Oh no, 1 to 5. I should say. I'm not forcing you to do a 5-star review. How many stars would you give it?
I give it a 1 star. Did manage to finish it on being told to do it before coming here.
Controversial.
That's what to point out. She doesn't normally do what I tell her.
Yeah. You know what? I might add that as a clue for the 20th. 1 star. Only wrote it because my husband forced me to.
That could be gore, though.
Next up, it was one of the worst books I've ever read. A waste of time and money. This book is a good example that anyone can write anything. Big ideas don't mean good ideas. Thinking further, his big idea is quite small, but everyone can guess what he used as a scale to estimate its size.
Wow, that's a bit meta.
Nice little crabs.
No.
Do they use crabs to measure its size then?
Yeah.
Do you want to go, or should we have clue 2? Team 2.
Yeah.
Well, let's go for my experiences in the third world.
No. Clue 2. This felt like a childish attempt to do what Kazantzakis and Graves did far better. This was ham-fisted, pedantic, and hopelessly adolescent in its approach to what could have been a very fascinating story. It felt less like a real literary work and more like a teenager's attempt to vent his spleen, the sort of thing you can imagine a youth scribbling furiously in his binder, then leaning back to admire with a smug, self-satisfied smirk, because he believes himself, erroneously, to be the next Nietzsche.
Hash the stash. Is it Behold the Man?
It is Behold the Man. 2
I thought we were
points.
going to get disqualified.
Yeah, that's like a trap.
The final 1-star review clue for that was, this book is calling the great leader of my religion mentally defective. Okay.
He's all right.
Next up, review. I should begin by saying this book is the worst book I've ever read in my life. It would be impossible for me to list all the ways in which it is awful. I just don't have time. The book's only 144 pages long, but the mistakes, discrepancies and examples of bad writing are so numerous that I couldn't list them all without rereading the book, which I never intend to do.
Some of these are great. I must be real. These are wonderful reviews.
144 pages.
Is that where you're going then?
Come on, buzz in or clue 2.
Wheels of Terror.
No. Clue 2. Short and fast-moving 1970s style paperback featuring gratuitous sex and outdated sexism. The downside, but as if that other bit is the upside. The downside, poor dialogue, undeveloped characters and nonsensical action. Even for this genre, this novel is pretty crappy. The upside, it's kind of fun. You know what you're getting into when you pick it up, but I can't in good conscience give it more than 1 star.
Slime Beast. Diane Smith.
No.
Slay the Beast, what he said.
No.
Oh.
Okay, but stand by your buzzers here because this is a serious clue. Right. Page length, 114. Mentions of Cliff Davenport, 68. 0.59 Cliff Davenports per page. Mentions of Pat Benson, 28. 0.24 Pat Bensons per page.
Nice little crabs.
It is now.
What a weird review.
It's quite odd review, that.
Very thorough.
Yeah. Next up. Well, he didn't do a King Crab ratio, did he?
Yeah.
Fail.
Yeah.
Fail. Next clue. Found a quote. I'll think every time I experience an earthquake. This is the quote. The floor of the room began to tremble and pulsate like a dog reaching a sexual climax. Close quotes. I wonder how the author came up with this comparison.
We don't want to think about that.
Man's best friend and all, you know.
Any buzzes? Anyone buzzing in? No buzzing in. Okay, clue 2. I don't think this held up well. The depiction of Native American people and religion and the way the female characters are handled.
Manitou?
It is the Manitou. 2 points. 2 points over there.
You just committed to reading that.
The way the female characters handled feel jarring in 2020. I did like the protagonist and his scam though. We love that about the Manitou, because in the Manitou, the film's amazing. Tony Curtis plays the protagonist, and his entire scam is he pretends to be a psychic who does readings for rich old ladies, and it's a brilliant setup.
It's fantastic,
isn't it? And he does properly get involved in this scary supernatural mystery, and he has this friendship network in San Francisco of other psychics and crystal ball readers, and it's a brilliant setup for a 70s game. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. And the final clue was, oh, Graham Masterton, could you possibly be more racist?
Yes.
Yes. Right, okay, this is another one that we'll cover on the podcast. It's not a Moorcock book. Clue, couldn't get past the appalling one-dimensional politics. A truly horrendous load of lefty nonsense that satires British history to the point of parody. Not subtle, not clever, not even well written. I'll move on to clue 2.
You're not done L'Oreal yet.
The Brits are barely dimensional and range from child killers to religious fundamentalists with no nuance whatsoever, and all speak in Cockney parlance that wouldn't look out of place in Dickens.
Oh, Clockwork Orange.
No.
1984.
The Jewel in the Skull.
No.
Yeah, he said it's not a book.
It's not Moorcock.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh God, yeah. So.
Final clue. If the author wants to write late 20th, early 21st century social commentary, can he take his preaching drivel elsewhere and leave this supposedly escapist pulp alone? This is even worse than the prior novel with its subversive Iranian propaganda. Seriously, so much is wrong with this novel, and I'm not even talking about the muffed Brexit parallels, or how the author doesn't seem to grasp that the real thing was the outcome of a democratic vote and had little to nothing to do with resurrecting the British Empire.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not Moorcock.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Running out of time.
Have a go.
Actually, I don't know. I can't remember the title, but it's one of the Alien spin-offs, isn't it? There's a Brexit in space one.
There is, yeah.
But I
Brexit
can't.
in space.
Yeah,
Spexit.
Brexit in
They call it 3 Wexit.
That's right, Wexit, yeah. Alien Foundry or something.
Apparently Wayland did well out of the
I'll give you half a
Brexit,
point.
Okay.
Half a point. Okay, next clue. I picked it up when I was 13 years old. Shortly after finishing the Elric saga, was unprepared for the book's starkness. The portrait of an unreliable narrator has been done in much more interesting ways, including the Moorcocks of the novels. Nothing about this book redeems its plodding narrative and general misanthropy.
Shall I just The Eternal Champion?
No. Clue 2 or
whatever. Phoenix and Obsidian?
no? Clue 2. More like Sailing to Purgatory. Out-of-date book with out-of-date science.
Harsher start. Sailing to Byzantium.
No.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
No.
I can't remember the.
So that clue is because this book was included in a volume called Sailing to Utopia with 2 other novels. So that's where it's got that from. Third clue. A tiresome novella about a man who has to stay awake while his family sleeps in cryogenic storage during space.
Black Corridor.
Black Corridor. Yeah. And even that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's not right. Well, it is to a degree. I suppose that's a third of the book, maybe. Okay, this is the final question. This is it. It's time to make a bid for glory.
What the scores at the moment?
Well, yeah, let's have a final score. Well, no, because then we might find out someone can't win. Right, let's just go for it. Final clue. Unpolished and trite. This isn't a book, in capitals. It's short stories and novellas that are kind of related, stitched together to make a kind of story. Moorcock lost his way on this one. The pacing is atrocious, the lore is a mess, and overall this feels like it should have been thrown in the bin.
Harsher Starker. The English Assassin?
No.
Okay.
You want clue 2, or do you want to have a guess?
Might as well have a guess.
It's going to be something like Elric.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be like
Saga, yeah.
something really painful.
Yeah.
I
Out of
can't
time.
remember the review. So.
Second clue. If the story was to be told, it would have been much better to rewrite an actual book with a cohesive plot and narrative using the outline of short stories. That way it would fit the Elric story, rather than stitching together this choppy mess.
Is it Elric at the end of time?
No. Last clue then. This is it. This is the end of the quiz. I can't bear any more having adventure after adventure after adventure within the book or between book 2 without transition. It's only about action and philosophy, and I'm fed up with that. And cherry on the cake, why did Elric betray his own people? Question mark, question mark, question mark. What does happen in his mind? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. You will never know. So exclamation marks.
Go for it. Yeah, go on, you.
Yeah. Sailors on the Sea of Fate.
No.
It's the Weird of the White Wolf.
It is the Weird of the White Wolf.
Well done.
That's the one where he destroys.
End of quiz. Right, so Phil, the scores. If
Final
you please.
scores. So team 1, 18. Team 2, 24.
Now, the sad thing about all of this is that I'd had Rolling in the Ruins mugs printed up for the winners of the quiz. But we were in Grimsby on Friday morning, and I left my car keys in Grimsby, so they're locked in my car outside our house. so I couldn't get them. So on Friday we were like, oh, yeah, what are we going to do? So we thought, well, you know what? We'll wrap up a load of books, we'll put them in Le Sac Magique.
You want to put it in a sack?
Well, they're in the red sack, aren't they? Oh, they're not in the
They're on the
Magique.
chair.
They're on Le Chair Magique. So what I'm going to do is, I mean, reaching into the Le Sac Magique would have been... I want people reaching into my sack.
Oh.
I hope that's okay.
Well, that's up to you.
And
I'll
because
never get
this is
into it.
a work quiz, and we're about participation.
Oh,
Thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you.
You went the biggest one.
Now I'm thinking that I've got those two.
No, 2 hands to get around that one then. Did you get it?
The good thing is, I think we need more.
Much as the sound of tearing paper is podcast gold, we have a prize for most extreme journey undertaken.
Oh, brilliant.
And on this occasion, I think the winner, for a number of reasons. One is he came from Somerset. 2 is it took him 1,000,000 hours to get there. 3 is he had an hour-long traffic jam to contend with. And 4 is he's got a lot going on at the moment. So, Phil, what have we got for a most extreme journey undertaken?
So, we have a notebook and pen. You can choose your colour. We've got red, orange, blue, green, black.
Oh my goodness. Red, orange, blue, green, black. Let's go for red. Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's good.
I want to put stickers on as well.
Yeah. So you have Eternal Champion Mr. Ben sticker on your You've got a red Parker pen. You've got a very lovely old edition of the Newland Skull.
Oh wow.
You've got, because we mentioned it on the last podcast, Survivalist number 4, the Doomsday.
Yes.
And you've got, there's a little bit of stout on there. A little bit on my bottom. You've got Rolling in the Ruins 2026. Oh, graph paper notebook. Oh. So well done, Chris, and well done, everyone.
I should point out, having put my hand into your sack to pull out the prize, the book I have, the first story in it is called The Crack.
No.
So,
You reached into that.
Conjunction of the spheres. So, thanks everybody. Thanks for coming along to record a special Sunday morning post Rolling in the Ruins podcast. And everybody have a safe journey home.
Thank you very much.
We're recording. Yeah. So this is Derry and Tom's on the road, isn't it?
It is.
Derry and Tom's on the road. We have just had a Friday night social and a day of gaming for day 2 of Rolling in the Ruins, and we're here with the last rollers standing, which is fabulous. So let's go around and do some introductions. Obviously, Phil's here, mate.
Hello again.
Emily.
Yestin.
Doug.
Ian.
Stu.
Sarah.
Kath, Debbie, or Dragon Girl 74.
Absolutely. If anybody wants to shout out their handles on Discord, Blue Sky, Twitter. Does anybody do Twitter anymore?
It's called X now.
Refuse to call it X. It's a boo to X. But yes, we're here. We're recording a podcast on the morning. Now, last time around, we did a quiz, didn't we?
We did.
We had 2 teams of 7 or 8, and we did a Moorcock and RPGs quiz. But on this occasion, very few of you have read any Moorcock, and some of you are fairly new to role-playing games. So that seemed like a bit of a dead rubber, to be honest. So we decided to do something slightly different, which is absolutely wing it and do a reflections on the weekend and on role-playing games kind of deal. Because lots and lots of people who listen to this podcast are role-players, but more people who listen to the podcast aren't. So whenever we start banging on about role-playing games or the price of a 2-man canoe in Stormbringer, I'm sure these people just fucking glaze over. So here's an opportunity for us to talk about role-playing games and what's good about it and everything else. But first order of business. Happy birthday, Yestin.
Thank you.
Yestin and Emily chose to spend Yestin's birthday weekend in Bradford playing Moorcockian role-playing games with a bunch of nerds.
It won't be anywhere else.
Fabulous. Thank you for coming. I hope you've really, really enjoyed it. Now, one of the interesting things about doing something like this is it's drawn people from all over the country. Debbie's come from Sheffield, Ian's come from Lancaster, Dougie, Emily, Yestin, Stu, Sarah from Hull, Kath from Liverpool. But we've also had people come up from as far afield as Somerset, East Sussex, all over the shop. So there's something about role-playing games that brings together a community of people from all over the country to get together and do what we've just done these past couple of weekends.
This is it. People have come from all over. What is it that draws people to RPGing?
I think there's something about RPGs that you tend to find a lot of kindred spirits. You know, even meeting on the Friday, it attracts a certain kind of person.
What is it, Debbie, about, because you GM at cons.
I do, yeah.
You go to a lot of cons.
I do.
You've been a role player for years. What is it about the hobby? If you were talking to, what would your elevator pitch on RPGs be to somebody who hasn't got a clue what the fuck they are?
What I normally describe it to taxi drivers is sitting around with a bunch of friends with a piece of paper, a pencil and some dice and telling nonsense stories to each other. And you just have a great laugh with some great people who over time become good friends. I mean, it's unusual for me to go to a convention and not get hugged.
Yeah.
Which, that's just lovely. I live on my own, so getting hugged is perfect. So it's just great. It's a bunch of kindred spirits who are all there for the same thing, which is to let loose in a safe way where you're not going to hurt anybody. And if you've had a bad day at work, killing a goblin is the best cure. Even if you're not killing goblins, but I used to call it goblin killing at work, so that people knew what I was doing.
Yeah. Storytelling is as old as the hills, isn't it? Even when we were all in caves on a dark night with a little bit of fire, people would gather round and storytelling has always been a thing. Is it like the modern equivalent of that?
I think it is.
I think so. We don't get much opportunity to do so as adults. You might read or read stories to kids, but to actually create them for your own amusement and that of others, hopefully.
Yeah.
Not something that comes up very often, I think.
Well, this is it. As children, you encourage make-believe, and then you become adult.
Yeah. I think there's a beauty in with role-playing games and stuff, the world is your oyster, essentially. And there's so many different stories to experience and, so much imagination into it. I think that makes it really special.
Yeah.
But then those stories then cross over into real life, where you talk about them in a non-role play setting with your friends and you bond over those experiences that these fictional characters have had. And it's like this really happened, and you reminisce almost as if it was part of your life that you encountered these scenarios and these adventures.
I remember years and years and years ago, and this wasn't a role-playing game, it was actually a computer game, but I remember being at your sister's. I was at Sam's, Phil's sister's, and I was talking to Steve, her then husband, and this must be 20 or more years ago. There was a PC game, and I can't remember what it was called, but the game was it was a flight simulator, and you would take off in your plane and you would fly over the channel and engage in battles over France or Germany or wherever, and then try and get back home without getting shot down. It was really like sort of super immersive. So that's a computer game, but there was a similar deal in which we were in the pub, and I was telling Steve about what a close call it was that I was almost running out of fuel over the English Channel, and my Typhoon had holes in the wings, and its engine was only at 40% efficiency, and I had to really scramble to get back to the airfield. Then 2 Focke-Wulf 190s came out the sun, and people in the pub must have been thinking, "What the fuck is this idiot?" You know, because I was really passionate about it, and Sam was just looking at us both like we'd just fallen out of a tree. You know, but Steve was rapt. He was like, "Oh my god!" And we've all done it in pubs, or we've all done it with our friends talking about experiences in role-playing games, haven't we? Where people who aren't part of the hobby will be listening to you and thinking, "What the fuck are they talking about?" Because you're not saying, "Oh, that scene in that film was amazing when X." It's like, "I did this, and then Stu did that, and Stu rolled a 666, and the Land Rover fucking span over 8 times, and blah 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 blah." It's baffling to a lot of people, I think, but I don't know. So we've got Debbie's said a piece about role playing. She's an experienced GM. She runs at cons, but we've got some people here. It's your first con. So Stu and Sarah, it's your first con. Emily and Yestin, it's your first con. Dougie, have you done cons before?
Not for role play, no. Just for
Right.
board gaming.
So actually, compared to last time out, we've got a preponderance of people here sitting around talking who have never done cons before, and actually some are relative newcomers to regular gaming, you know? Because you only started, Emily, a few years ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out, like 7 or 8 years ago now.
Yeah.
Wow.
When lots of us were exposed to fighting fantasy books as kids was like an entry point. What was your entry point into games, Dougie?
So, probably Games Workshop.
Yeah.
I remember at school some people were playing like Epic, which is the tiny ones. I thought, oh, that looks interesting. What's going on here? And then I played a bit of that, and then I played some of their other systems.
Yeah.
I had fantasy text reading.
Fighting fantasy books, yeah.
Those ones. Even had them. But I mean, I wasn't really aware that RPGs existed. And then for Christmas, I got the D&D box set. It was like, you could do it solo for the first part, and it's how they taught you the rules. And I had it for like a year before that, because I picked up and looked up, and I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to, what's going on with all these different charts and that? Don't roll a 6 and move 4 spaces. What am I doing?
Yeah.
So, but then I played it through, but then I didn't touch roleplay until I was like in my 30s. So, yeah. So.
Lots of us had deep freezes. You just had yours early.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Sarah, Stu played as a teenager.
Apparently so, yeah.
When was your first exposure to role-playing games?
Well, when I met him, really, in Braid.
Yeah.
A lovely...
RPGs in Braid.
Well, D&D, really started off with D&D.
Yeah.
And I was quite proud. I built up a thief character who was quite nifty. Then he got his hand chopped off and he was rubbish. So, just wandered aimlessly around dungeon floor plans, banging into walls and things, trying to open doors and not being able to.
Yeah.
But, then the alcohol took over, so that became more of a regular thing. So we didn't really get back into it, did we, till you enticed us.
We had Village of Fear.
Oh, yes. Oh, gosh, yeah.
There's a story around Village of Fear, isn't there?
There is a story around Village of Fear. Thank you very much for reminding me of that horror. Yes. We have passed Village of Fear on now to a friend's challenge.
Yeah.
So that'll be his first. We are spreading the word. That'll be his first foray into the world of his painted miniatures.
Yeah.
Although I never finished painting all of those. He can finish those. So, yeah, but generally the role-playing side of things, it was you. It's your fault. Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember how we kicked off your re-entry into role-playing games. Was it Loz's Hawk Moon game, or was it something I did?
I think it was earlier than that. Did you do the game at Howard's?
Yes, I did, yeah. I ran Elric ! At Howard's, didn't I? So there was Howard, Paul, you two. Paul's mate Ryan played the first one, and he was an absolute knobhead. your worst nightmare for a first-time role player who comes in and you're running a scene and you've got an NPC there and goes, "I'll stab him."
Oh, yeah.
You remember? What an absolute cock that guy was. Yeah. He was just there to be a disruptor. And that's sometimes that's the risk with gaming, isn't it? It's funny, I read all sorts of horror stories about people, people's negative experiences in gaming. But some people want a game and they want a game with a regular group, but they don't have one, so they put themselves out there and go and game with strangers. And sometimes they have the most fucking appalling experiences. Which is one of the beauties of coming together with a community like this, where everybody is like-minded and nice people.
But that's what you said last night, Doug, wasn't it? About one of your GMs telling you how to play the game and what you could and couldn't.
My first experience was not very pleasant. Well, it was all right, but it just wasn't what I wanted from the session. And I mean, my GM took control of my character at one point.
Yeah.
And I just watched as they told me what my character was doing, which just took all the onus away from me. I was like, why am I even here? No, you play yourself. Yeah.
When you get GMs like that, you just think, why don't you write a book instead?
Yeah.
If you're that keen on where you want it to go.
Yeah.
Let's not dwell on the negative, though. Let's dwell on the positive aspects. So, we did that Elric ! Game for Howard. I think we played it 2 or 3 times, and then it kind of evaporated. And then I can't remember whether Loz ran his Hawkmoon campaign or whether we did something before Ramsey, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Ramsey wasn't the first game we played. Yeah. So Loz ran a Hawkmoon campaign for ages, which largely ended in a massive chartreuse / absinthe disaster, where everything went horrifically wrong, which was... Loz still regrets it to this day, but we all thought it was fucking hilarious.
Is that players or characters, sorry?
Players. The chartreuse and the absinthe came out.
Not
so one of the problems that we have when we role play, I say problem. One of the problems that we have when we role play is that our players come from Hull, Manchester, wherever, and they all come together in our kitchen. And because it's a combination of meeting up again, socialising again, and gaming again. So inevitably, the game rambles to a drunken halt about 11 o'clock. Basically, the point at which I become too drunk to continue GMing and maintain any semblance of sense.
Order a pizza.
Yeah. Or we order a pizza and the pizza arrives and everybody tucks into the pizza and the game kind of, takes second place to food and more booze. But that's not necessarily a bad thing because it's about socialising and it's a hook to get us all together. So that's a good thing. But thinking back to that Ramsey game, this is another example of how gaming can work on multiple levels because we created that town together, didn't we?
Yeah.
Every single aspect of that town was jointly created by the players. And there were some fucking brilliant flourishes in all of that. Like a pub called the June Whitfield because the landlady looked like June Whitfield. And people just called it the June Whitfield, even though its real name was something really weird and esoteric.
What's the Chinese called?
The Chinese was called Wox One, which sounds appalling, right?
Yeah.
But it was round about the time when Chinese restaurants were opening up and they were called Wokever. And things like that. And there's one you can't even call Wokever, wasn't there? So because Ramsey was like ever so slightly skewed and on the edge of everything being horribly wrong under the surface, it was called Wox One. Yeah. There was Ken's Cozy Calf, all K's, where the knives and forks were chained to the table. So people wouldn't steal them. Yeah, but it all got a bit weird and meta, didn't it? Because the first game we played, all your characters started and they were playing a game. So there was a game within the game, which was Barbarians of Lemuria.
Yes.
And then we played that for like 45 minutes with your characters. And then the phone rang and interrupted your game. And then the game started. And sometimes you overthink things as a GM and make things far too complicated.
That includes the Village of Fear.
That includes Village of Fear. Yeah. So you all couldn't figure out what was going on at that house. So you decided to play Village of Fear. So you actually set up the entire board game of Village of Fear.
Went upstairs, got it out the cupboard, brought it downstairs, set it all up. Took about half an hour while we were getting it all together, making sure all the figures and things were there.
Yeah.
And then did the phone ring again or something?
And then, I don't know, someone knocked on the door and the
Yeah.
plot progressed.
Everyone
So
was
Village
like,
of
oh,
Three was off.
everyone was like, oh, we're going now. And I was like, set all of this up. I was like, put it all back in the box and take it back upstairs.
All the while we're getting progressively more drunk.
It was great role play.
Yeah. It was proper deep meta role playing. Yeah. But that all ended because, and this will sound familiar to my current gaming group, that all ended because you found a notebook. And then I said, right, get rid of those character sheets. Here's new character sheets. You're going to role play the contents of the notebook, which was set in 1944 wartime Northern Britain. And you were all too drunk. You all looked at the character sheets. You was like, what? what are we doing and why? And that's the last time we ever played Ramsey. It just ground to a rambling drunken halt because it got too stupid and meta.
No, I think there's still scope in it. I'm quite happy to go back to Ramsey.
I've still got all my Ramsey notes.
I think it's well worth resurrecting.
Have you still got the map?
No, but it was based on where I grew up, so I know exactly what the layout was.
Yeah, Sarah drew a big, extensively detailed map of the town of Ramsey.
I can't remember where June Whitfield was in relation to everything else, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, because you were all bums on the Copper Hill estate, weren't you?
Yeah.
Basically.
With a was that Electric Russell?
Yeah.
Electric Russell, that was Yaki. Russell, Ross, Russell.
I was a window cleaner.
You were a window cleaner.
Yeah,
Heroic role playing. Heroic role playing. Loz was a barman. That was June Whitfield. Stu was a landlord, window cleaner. You were just on the dole.
Yeah.
Yaki was Electric Russell.
Yeah.
And ran a cassette stall at Ramsey Market. Yeah, Ramsey Market. So set in 1980, and we had this extensive background. One of the details of background was that a member of Bucks Fizz was from Ramsey, and everybody was celebrating Bucks Fizz getting to the Eurovision Song Contest final. But in actual fact, she wasn't from Ramsey. She was from somewhere in Essex, but it didn't matter because everybody in Ramsey believed that she was from Ramsey. Yeah, crazy times. Heroic role playing. Yeah. So let's have a think about the weekend. We've just had some reflections on what we've been doing and where we're going. So, any reflections on the weekend? I said to you all in the pub last night, but you probably forgot. I said, for tomorrow morning, just have a think about a couple of reflections on the games you played, but you probably all forgot, so I'm going to put you on the spot now. Any reflections from you, Phil?
It's been good playing very different games to like Grogmeat and Albert. Liked the fact that it was around Moorcock.
Yeah.
Playing with different GMs as well. I've really enjoyed that. Starting with Debbie, my very first at Clarky's birthday.
That was your first role play.
Yeah.
That was her first con game.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So
I was a bit panicked, but I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, Clarky invited us to his 50th and said, I'm going to do ClarkyCon in the pub in the afternoon. So ClarkyCon was in a pub on the Wirral, in the back room of this pub on the Wirral, with, I think it was like Molson's bottles of beer, 2 for £3 or something. So lots of shit Molson's beer, no good beer, but lots of cheap beer. And I think there were 3 tables.
I think there were 3 tables.
3 tables. And Phil's first experience of a con game, she was very fortunate because you were the GM and Glenn was one of the players. And you sat next to Glenn, didn't you?
He kept saving me.
Yeah, yeah. So it's down to you, Debbie, really, that Phil then said after that, yes, I'll give Grogmeat a go. Because it was a really positive experience. Yeah.
It was the Lego that helped, that's what it was.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
On the bridge.
Yeah.
On the bridge.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's a silly RPG called Bridgetown. And because you were on a bridge and the bridge was the entire world, I decided that I would bring coloured building bricks and make people build something out of the building bricks to keep people immersed in the game, and it appeared to work. So.
It totally worked.
Very silly game, but I loved it.
It is a truly remarkable thing when you have something tactile
Yeah.
for players to get involved in, which I don't do very often, but we just started using props, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like, like a chest and various other bits and pieces, or a map or something like that. But did anybody play Glenn's game over the weekend? I know you did, because we were both in it together.
I did.
Yes. So tell us about Glenn's approach to getting player involvement and immersion and buy-in.
Well, we all had to make gingerbread monsters.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
And I learned that it doesn't pay really to be a perfectionist when it comes to creating a monster with coloured icing, because you could spend a good half an hour doing that and still have to explain.
And we did.
What you've
We did
done.
spend a good half an hour decorating gingerbread man.
But yeah, definitely props to Glenn for those props.
And we got to eat them as well.
Yeah, we did.
Really, really nice. Yeah, that's absolutely remarkable. So, Glenn also had the Moorcock monster generator that he'd created. Turns out Glenn used to be a primary school teacher.
Love that.
Yes. So he was putting his skills into play, and he had a big stiff piece of card with 4 boxes on it, with little wrapped up bits of paper in each box, and all the players had to pick one, and it told you what the head was like, what the body was like, what the legs were like, and what the arms were like. So, can you remember what yours was?
Oh, yeah. Head of a lizard, a scarred body, tentacle arms, and wobbly legs.
Mine had a rhino horn. It had sharp talons, feathered body, and very furry legs with things living in the fur. So yes, that gave me lots to create on my gingerbread man.
Yeah. Mine was head of a mantis, well-oiled and muscled arms, twisted body, and muscular legs that would make Ross Kemp jealous. Is exactly what it said. Exactly what it said. And I think that goes back to when Chloe played his game a couple of weeks ago. She kept talking about Ross Kemp. So it ended up being added into his box of tricks for his Moorcock monster generator. And yeah, then we got to decorate the gingerbread men as our monsters. It wasn't easy, was it? There was no opportunity to put any like fine nuance into your gingerbread man decoration. But, you know, I gave mine Y fronts.
Of course you did.
Y fronts and a chaos symbol.
Y fronts and a chaos symbol vest.
Last time.
Yeah. And a big flopping red tongue. Yeah. But that was a really fun game, wasn't it? Yeah. Any other reflections on games? Anything you took away? Who did the homework? Emily.
Oh, I didn't do homework. I'd like to credit Debbie with introducing me to the rental car theory. Because I've only ever played campaigns. You know, the longevity of characters is something you're invested in.
Yeah.
Having nearly been killed myself in games or been killed by other characters and the ensuing table arguments. You know, you want to keep your character going, you want to be able to do it. Whereas actually, okay, it's what, 3 hours? 3 hours? 3.5 hours. Do the cool shit.
Yeah.
Just do all the cool shit.
Yeah.
You know, catapult your friend with mutants, fly wings you've stolen at the enemy, and you know, and see what happens.
It happens. Yeah, drive it like you stole it, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never rented a car, to be clear, and I don't think I would maybe actually drive a car like that. However, but in the context, yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally what we did at the end of your game that we were playing. Because we didn't have a rental car, we had a van. And we did
Cromanus, the cosmic snail.
Yeah. And we literally just hurtled down towards certain doom.
Down the A180 to Grimsby.
Yeah.
With giant bees.
Covered in royal jelly.
Yeah.
Dragging a horde of giant helicopter-sized bees to attack the docks in Grimsby and to prevent the Erdeberg from broadcasting his horrific tunes into the anomaly at the Odd. So you broadcast instead your band performance,
which was
with an incredible disco groove behind it, which was new to you, and summoned Ariok through the Odd into a dimension that was on a slippery slope to law and
Saturday night.
Regular Saturday night.
Go to Grimsby and summon Ariok. Why not?
When you create a game for a con,
Yeah.
are you largely creating them yourself?
No, I've only actually written 3.
Yeah.
I cheat. I tend to base them off of Buffy episodes.
Nice.
Well, everything is there for exploitation.
It is, yeah.
With gaming, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can exploit absolutely anything. So I've run 2 games. I ran my first con game 2 weeks ago, ever, and another one yesterday. Both set vaguely in the same world, the north of England. I don't know why I always like to run games in the north of England. It tends to happen quite a lot.
So my 2 games I've run, the game I ran yesterday, and the game I ran at Grogby 2 years ago, were basically war films.
Yeah.
And that's always been my thing. You know, one war film was The Keep.
Yeah.
The second war film was The Guns of Navarone.
Yeah.
But it was The Guns of Dover.
The Guns of Dover.
And The Keep Part 2, but it was very much set as a 1980s sequel to a very successful film that wasn't.
It's all there to be had, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a good basis of going by. Each of your characters have got a bit of a role. Like you've got the explosives guy, you've got the killer, you were the sniper.
Yeah.
And it works quite well for me. So it's just the way I think I've got to play a normal thing. I don't have any killer bees and psychopathic.
You said that with such disdain.
I love bees. It was so total opposite of mine. Mine was quite mundane in a fashion.
Yeah.
Except for the Grand Bretons.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
And an insane computer.
Yeah, whereas my game, the players were all alt versions of the Spiders from Mars or Throbbing Gristle. Driving around in their band van, trying to fight the forces of law. Basically, it was a riff on Time of the Hawk Lords, mashed up with Hull and the Humberside region. So
What was funny in both games is you both came up with what sounded like a plan that the GM was going, I didn't think of that. So in mine, it was basically there was a bit of an ambush with some sharks. That was hilarious. And then yours, it was the bumblebee thing. That blew my kids' mind off.
this is the beauty of it, isn't it? This is the beauty of it. So I have my props, my things. So in that game, the band's Children of the Cosmic Snail, and their roadie, Wrong Way, called Wrong Way because he would always get lost driving the van. So it was called Wrong Way, and they found he was missing. They found his satchel, and it had some tapes in it, which were like the crux of the plot. But also there was an area of the map where there were giant mutant bees, and Disco Kid, who was one of the NPCs,
He was ace.
lived on the edge of the giant mutant bee territory, and they were all high on giant mutant bee honey. So one of the things, in order to point them at Disco Kid's Disco Crossing, was that there's a jar of Disco Kid Royal Honey, written just like someone's own home produce, written on a label, and a load of cassettes and a revolver in the bag. So the jar of Royal Jelly pointed you towards Disco Crossing, but then all of a sudden one of the players just has the idea, I wonder if we can use the Royal Jelly to attract the bees to the van to then hurtle down the A180 to help us break through the roadblocks. And so as a GM, you put, there's a jar of Royal Honey in there just as a clue. And then a player comes up with a phenomenal plan to use something that was just a throwaway clue to create a Ride of the Valkyries style finale, riding out of the sunset with a horde of giant helicopter-sized bees chasing the van.
Speakers strapped to the roof of the
Yes.
Wasn't he an actual beekeeper as well?
Yes. And the reason we had the jar of honey as a prop is because he brought us a jar of honey from his own bees. But you said he's a beekeeper, but he hates being a beekeeper.
So he had read a book and the man in it kept bees and he was like, I want to do that. But he was talking to the bub about being stung by bees and he hates them.
Maybe you should
I did kind of say, why do you still do it? But I don't know what is real.
That's commitment.
That was commitment.
That's true commitment. Yeah.
Tell this to any normal person in the street, you'd want a section.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
I was trying to explain to my colleagues at work what I was doing yesterday.
Yeah.
And I gave them a very basic premise of what the various games involve. And I just got one response back. It was just like, that's just a fever dream. Yeah, that was my weekend.
Yeah. Well, you know what? What a weekend. What a Any other reflections from anybody over the weekend?
Yeah, I think this is definitely maybe want to pick up and read Moorcock, especially the Hawk Moon series.
Excellent.
Yeah, because I think a lot of my role-playing stuff before this was essentially just 5th edition. Me and my friends would try and meet up every week. But then as things go, you grow up and you realise I've got a job. We can't meet up, or someone's away. Next thing you know, it's like 4 months down the line, and you have no idea where you are. picking up. So I think like stuff like this, where especially it's kind of more like one shots and things, it's a lot easier to just pick up, get to the end of it.
More doable.
Stuff, like a lot more variation and things like that. And I also think, like, I'm showing my age here. Didn't know much of the 80s politicians, but I think playing Clarkie's game with that, and essentially, various 80s politicians doing some espionage, 007 stuff against parallel universe agents, saving a rocket launch, and then my character shooting a 50 cal. Like, I think that'll make a pretty damn good TV show, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Becoming rock stars.
Yeah.
Actually saving the day.
One of the fun things about all this is that when you role play the same people through like different scenarios and different places, and things can also get pretty meta, because we were sitting at our table playing my game, and I kept hearing people say Roy Savaloy over on your table. And Roy Savaloy is one of my characters from one of Clarkie's games years ago that Kath played, funnily enough. Post-apocalyptic Tenerife. And Roy Savaloy was a stand-up comedian from Bolton who retired to Tenerife just before the apocalypse, and was a character in that. What was your character in that game?
Oh, I can't remember. What's she called? Pamela.
Yes.
She was called Pamela. She was a very creative primary school teacher type, actually. And I think she had a history with Roy Savaloy, didn't she?
That's right, yeah. And the weird thing about, well, actually, not the weird thing, the great thing about that game was Clarkie's going to listen to this and he's going to groan because we've said it so many times. Clarkie used a system called GURPS. So GURPS is simulationist, right? And throughout this game, Clark was like, right, you're leveling up. You can get some more skills in something, like in pistol shooting or rifles. And we were like, no, we'd prefer animal husbandry because we want to get a petting zoo open for the people of Tenerife post-apocalypse, or we need to take over the cheese manufacturing business and provide cheese and petting zoos to the people of Tenerife. And so when it finally came time for a combat with a villain with a rifle and us trying to overcome this villain, I think we played about an hour and 20 minutes for 2 minutes of combat time. And it was, every time it came to me, it was like, right, it's your turn. And I was like, right, I've worked this out. I've got a 1 in 427 chance of making this shot. So I was like, no, I miss. And then it was over to someone else. And one of the characters was running towards where this rifle person was. And because it took an hour and 20 minutes to play it out, all you could think about it was like the bit where John Cleese is running towards the castle in the Holy Grail, where it was like back to that character. Okay, next person. You've run 5 meters. Next round. It was absolutely crazy, but it was so much fun. And players are what make it. So, I was quite nervous about running a game, but the players arrive, they engage with what you're doing, they get on the right wavelength, and they make your life really fucking easy. So it's great.
But a number of GMs that, when I've been to cons, who say they've played it first with a group of people they know.
Yeah.
Totally different game, totally different outcome.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. Wish you did.
Just went straight for it.
Yeah. I was shitting the brick.
I think when you're gaming with people you know really well, they know your tells. So when in Clarkie's game yesterday, it was his piece of card, write a past life, hand it in and give it to someone else. And Bob's face when he got you're an Elizabethan boy actress on the stage, which is one of my kind of go-tos when we do stuff. It really mixes it up, like the energy of the game.
Well, I always love to play because I'm a bit of self-promotion. Is that I basically publish and do freelance artwork, so it's almost a busman's holiday with me.
Yeah, so you're part of the RPG industry.
So I do it, and it's good, and I think you should if you do stuff in the industry.
Yeah,
where it's
industry insider.
But the thing is, though, most of my stuff involves traveller. Do I play traveller? No, I play something totally opposite, which is great because I live and breathe travel in my head, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, because it gives me a bit nice livelihood.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Are
nice.
you going to run
do.
Hostile for us at some point?
I have run Hostile.
Yeah.
I've done Alien, Hostile. Yes, you're right.
Mm.
That's very much an Alien style universe as opposed to traveling.
Yeah. That's why I like
Mothership,
it.
that's the other one I play a lot.
Mothership's good fun.
And Dragonbane.
Yeah.
Kleptomaniac Duck, love it. It's very mean.
Yeah.
Upsetting all the players, stealing from them. Yeah.
Got my second ever TPK from Dragonbane. It was hilarious. The players had adopted one of the goblins that's an NPC. They'd adopted him into their party, and they were using him. And it got a very small group. He kept succeeding on healing rolls, so they became their healer.
Yeah.
In this scenario where they all died, he was the first one to die. So they lost their healer, and they kept getting done in by what are they called now? Random monster checks.
Mm.
And it was just so funny. So they never got to the end of that campaign, but it was just.
Define TPK for
sorry.
people listening.
For people that don't know, it's a total party kill where you kill off all the characters. Now, I'd previously killed about 3 or 4 iterations of characters throughout the game, but normally, if your character dies, you just create another one so that you're not sat out of the game. But if all of them die, you move on to something else.
It's GM's job to kill all the players, only if you're playing Paranoia.
The only other time I did it was in a horror game called Shiver, which I'm running again at another convention, so I'm not going to say what the scenario was.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
Can I just say from Norman Beresford, who
Yeah.
had to leave this morning,
Yeah.
got a very long journey back home. He was saying in the pub last night how much he absolutely loved Glenn's game and how one half was so different to the second half, where everybody in the first half was working together, building, looking after each other. And then something happened in the second half and we all kind of turned on him and Andrew.
Yeah.
And he felt betrayed. And then obviously I ate Andrew and
obviously
a bit of Norman's leg. And it just totally changed what it became.
Sorry, did you say you ate Andrew?
I did.
I thought you said hate, which made more sense, but now I get it.
No.
How did you turn on him? 'Cause that's
So I started to become lizard-like. So he tried to knock me out. So I bashed him with my warhammer.
I just thought you all just suddenly decided, I hate you, wanted to kill him.
No,
It was all contextually appropriate.
It was.
It was orchestrated by.
And then after I bashed his head in with a warhammer, I turned to
You became
Norman,
a feral ghoul
and
started
bit a
biting
big
Norman's
chunk out of
leg.
his leg.
Yeah.
He had to crawl.
It's such fun when your character goes like that, isn't it?
I've never
you can't
had
do it
that.
all the time, but it's beautiful. It's just gorgeous when it happens.
Really did like that character. And I'd named him Beetroot as well.
Oh no, we did name your pigeons in the end, didn't we?
Oh yeah,
pigeons.
Yeah. I asked for homing pigeons as a Native American scout. I asked what my sort of telegram capabilities would be when we reached the homestead. None. I got homing pigeons instead, which I tried to use more like a drone, but I was roundly informed no, you can only send them back, which would have been convenient had I been able to, but never mind.
You did send one off.
Sent one off.
You did.
Yeah, but that was to go back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And then
yeah.
I wanted to send them ahead.
I know.
To then come back and tell us.
So I wanted,
Suddenly
as the
cooing
scout,
away.
I wanted the pigeon to scout for me.
Yeah.
Well, green
Sensible.
mist, you don't always want to walk straight into that.
Could have done that in Barbarians of Lemuria if you'd have had the rangery type person who gets an animal companion.
Future, then.
But not with homing pigeons.
No, I think
They only decide to- they only
in
go
the
one way.
title. Yeah. Yeah, but lapses in common sense can also bring opportunities.
You do get caught up in the game though, don't you? And sometimes you forget momentarily that you're playing a game and you get really excited.
Oh yeah.
And just like you become your character for a minute and maybe not all the skills you've learned in life translate to your character.
True saying.
Yes. When you're in a game where you're launching people towards a giant wicker floating castle and you're catapulting people that have got fly beast wings glued to them.
Yeah.
Anything seems possible then, really. So,
the issue is the homing pigeons going forward, not backwards, not the mutant fly pigeons.
Well, like I say, if you're going to launch people on a giant catapult towards a wicker castle, why not have homing pigeons that can scout ahead?
You've got to keep it realistic.
I think if we tried to do that once we'd gone through the mist, it might have let it work.
My game was ridiculously normal compared to I did something wrong.
It was Call of Cthulhu, and there was what I affectionately call a lot of wibbly shit.
Yes.
And Emily, you were particularly good at the wibbly shit.
You were great.
Yeah.
You had a skill in it, at least.
I had a skill, I think that's possibly the character had a skill in it rather than I had a natural affinity for wibbly shit.
Excellent, it's catching on.
Although, my second game, I always go for bards or librarians. But I got to do the cool heroic shit as a librarian. It wasn't really in character, but that's the way it went.
That was a great game.
I know, I've never bashed somebody's skulls in with a quarterstaff before.
You were just drawing from Noah Wiley, the librarian.
Sure.
Who is basically the Indiana Jones, but a librarian, not an archaeologist, yeah?
My knowledge of a quarterstaff, I just said, can I bash him on the head? And then just magically rolling very, very well.
Here's a question for you as well, yes. And for you, because you're part of my home group. So, because as our forever GM, because we don't game with Loz anymore, one of the things that I try to do is keep the simplest system as possible. And it's exactly the same when we used to game with Stu and Sarah, because nobody will generally read anything that I send in advance, familiarise themselves with any rules. It's true, though.
It is true.
Harsh but true.
Sounds familiar.
So therefore, and this is fine for me, it works for me, because I'm a lazy GM. I don't want to have to learn 50 pages of rules to run a game. So it works perfectly for me. So I can hack Barbarians of Lemuria, or the most recent game that we've been playing, I found a version of D&D called Let's Fucking Play D&D, which compresses D&D to 2 sides of A4, and that includes character generation. And it's simple, but it's relatively elegant in the way that it works. But does playing actual systems give you any interest in continuing that game, but with a more crunchy system?
Potentially, yeah. Although I do love a system where it's one side of A4 or two sides of A4. Because we play it infrequently and are known to drink, doing so, when you get into flicking through your 5th edition manual and remembering the spells that you have when you don't have any of you leveled up and you do.
The thing is, you say that, right? But here, I'm going to take you to task here.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Because
Bring it on.
For years and years, we've played games and nobody has ever kind of invested in the rule system until I said, I'm going to run D&D 5th edition.
Yeah.
And you went, oh, fuck yeah, I feel like we're moving up to the real thing. At which I was like, what?
Is that a direct quote?
It's a direct quote. And then, after not investing in any game system or anything that I ever did, everybody bought 5th edition players' handbooks. Yeah. Gemma bought one.
I'm pretty sure he bought yours as well.
Yeah. No, I'm too tight.
No. Thank you. With Phil as my witness.
No, this is just ganging up now. This is sisters against the man. I'm not having it.
I just sat them next to each other.
Yeah, but anyway,
with witnesses, you started
but the main point is, it's like, I don't want to have to do A, B, and C with a manual. But you all fucking loved being in a situation where you'd go, right, let me thumb through my spell lists.
That is true,
To be
actually.
fair, yeah. I think as systems go, 5e is, I think it's pretty well refined.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the best version of D&D.
Yeah, 100%.
No, it isn't. Take that back. Take that back right now.
The most user-friendly edition of D&D?
The best edition of D&D is 4e, and I'll tell you for why, because it's the first one I ever played, and I loved it. It's what made me love role-playing. So if anybody has ever says anything bad about it, or says that 5e is better than it, they get taken to task. Right, like I'm taking.
I've never
task
even
right
read a
now.
4th edition book.
Nor have I. I've got them all.
Yeah.
Bought all of them. Started playing it. Didn't have any books, and then we went to Expo about 6 weeks after I started role playing, and I went with my GM and some of the people from the group, and he said, "Oh look, they've got me a second down." So I bought all 3 of them: Monster Manual, GM's book, Player's Guide. I don't look at them. I mean, I've sort of flicked through them, but yeah, it's great.
The reason why I say that D&D 5 is the best edition for me is because it's the most unified and sensible. Because 1st edition was just fucking weird, and the rules were all over the place. Nobody ran fucking hell. Nobody ran 1st edition D&D as it was written because it was just fucking stupid. 90% of it was absolutely jettisoned. The only good thing in AD&D 1st edition nobody ever used, and it was the good thing in AD&D, which was weapon modifiers against types of armour. So if you were using a mace against plate, you got bonuses because you're crunching that plate mail armour. But nobody ever used it because it's too complicated. So it was a great rule, but in fights it just got a little bit too crunchy.
They've put that bit into Dragonbane.
Oh.
It's more for the armour is better against different types of damage.
Right, yeah.
But it's the same sort of thing, and that's quite easy to apply. So like leather is better against bludgeoning.
Yeah.
So I can see where you're coming from. That would have been a good rule.
Yeah.
It's
a rule that always, because when you look, that's why everybody in D&D use long swords. Because what's the point of using a mace when a long sword does more damage?
Yeah.
You know, but actually it makes sense, and it makes it more interesting if you're using a fighter character or even a cleric, and you get into a fight with a big Prince Gain of the Damned type in, you know, really fancy plate armour, and you're like, right, I will scabbard my longsword and pull out my mace or my Morningstar, and it would make the fights a little bit more interesting. But nobody ever used it. I'm sure somebody did. Mitch probably. Although actually, when I played AD&D with Mitch last year at Owlbear, I said, "Oh, do you use these?" No, he went, "No." But anyway, I think somebody's getting me Dragonbane for my birthday. So the reason I asked that about Let's Play fucking D&D is I might convert those characters to Dragonbane. And we might use a slightly more interesting system.
It kind of blew my mind. I'm used to just using a D20 and then the rest are there for decoration. So getting my head around, I want numbers lower, not higher. That took a few minutes.
Yeah.
But once I was in.
But also, I mean, Andrew Beck's Stormbringer game was really good, but he also did a card so you knew what some of your scores were that you had to roll below.
Yeah.
So it was a handy prop, I thought. And at the end, he said, if you want to know what happens next, read the next instalment of Elric.
Yeah.
So that was quite good.
Yeah.
I thought, I want to read it now.
Yeah. Any final reflections before we wrap up? I think the key question for me is, we've had a good time. Should we do it again next year?
Yes.
Yeah, most
Yes.
definitely.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to give it some thought, because the problem is when you're high on doing something like this, you're like, oh, I wonder if I could crowbar one in October. And you start thinking that way out. But next year we're just going to do it as one day. But maybe we should look at doing one in October and one in June. We'll have a think about it anyway. But we are going to do it again.
Do you do a theme again?
Well, if we did it in October, it'd have to be a Breakfast in the Ruins Halloween special con, wouldn't it? So animal attack movies. Animal attack books. Crabs, rats, James Herbert, Poisonous Fogs.
The rats.
The Dark.
No, not the rats.
All that stuff.
Devil of D-Day.
Devils of D-Day. Yeah, any of that stuff. So, you know, a horror-themed one for October, I think would be quite good fun, maybe mid-October. So I'm going to give that some thought, you know, because we've got a fantastic venue here. One thing we've got to say is props to the Ginger Goose for this fucking brilliant.
Absolutely.
It's not dark and dingy like Crosby was.
No, and I don't think there's a better space in Bradford to do something like this.
It is an ideal space. A little warm, but the weather was particularly warm this week.
We didn't ask them to put the aircon on either, which we could have.
Yeah, we should have done.
We could have. And if we do it in October, that will be a problem.
Yeah.
So, we had 5 tables 2 weeks ago. We had 3 tables yesterday. But we could do 6 tables in here and not get overly claustrophobic and still have a good degree of space. It's a fantastic space. The staff here have been absolutely brilliant.
Yes.
So yes, we will definitely do it again, and we'll do it here, and we'll keep it to a nice scale where we never have to leave the Ginger Goose. So thanks everybody for coming and playing out and playing games and rolling dice and telling stories and drinking booze
Thank
and
you
eating
for setting
pies.
it up.
Oh, thank you for making cakes. Yeah, delicious cakes which went down the storm.
Those cakes smelled amazing.
Oh,
They smelled beautiful.
Great sonnets like that.
I didn't know if you could eat the lemon. I kept it so far away from the nuts.
No, I, even if I wasn't low carb at the minute, I'm gluten free. So, but no, it's fine. It's fine. But they smelled beautiful.
Thank you.
So I've had my first breakfast stout. I'm going to have another one. So we're going to wrap up. And if anybody wants to join me for a breakfast stout, well, it'll be more like a brunch stout now because it's almost 11:15.
11, please.
So yeah, I think you need a birthday Guinness for sure. Yes, Tim.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So we'll wrap it up there. And thanks everybody. And we'll see you next time.
Thank
Thanks again to everyone that made the weekend such a fantastic time, particularly those that travelled complex paths through the Middlemarch to attend. We hope to see you all again in 2027, and we have set a tentative date in late June, so let's hope that we don't have another ridiculous fucking heatwave. That's enough RPG talk for a while though, back to regular business. Coming up we have more Moorcock of course, and some other bits and bobs to tide us over this blazingly hot summer with a range of returning co-hosts. They're just the itinerarised ones. Itinerarised? I shouldn't have actually put that, should I? I shouldn't have put that in my script. It's ridiculous. They're just the itinerarised ones, anyway. No doubt life will shake that up somewhere along the way. But next up, we'll be taking a dive into a book that came up during that quiz. But in the meantime, we'll play this out with our friend Alistair Thompson's take on the Deep Fix's Dude's Dream from his album Sons of Birches 2, The Red Squirrel. Take care. Stay cool, and we will meet again soon on the Moonbeam Roads.
Isn't it delicious? There's a red sun in the sky. Every time we see it rise, another city dies. And the bombs blow up the cemeteries, and the dead give up their graves. But we go on making out, babe, through the short, bleak days. And I really wish you'd tell me if your skin is feeling right. I don't like the way your shoulder peeled last night. And the bombs blow up the houses, and the bombs uproot the trees. And I saw my children carried off on a strange bright breeze. But there ain't no point in weeping, and there ain't no point in lying. Let's laugh and make the most of it. After all, we're all dying. We're rolling in the ruins. We're rolling in the ruins. Oh, we're rolling in the ruins. And we know we're bound to go. Since we found the doctor's surgery, I'm feeling rather fine. Send a shot of this and a shot of that up the old main line. And the bombs blow up the churches, and the priests cry out for faith. Kiss my mouth while I still have it. Take my hand and keep it safe. Hear my heart while it's still beating. Hear my breath while it can last. and take another road, dear, but we'd better make it fast. And the bombs destroy our hopes, and the bombs fragment our dreams, and we're bound to pause and wonder if all is what it seems. But there ain't no point in leaving, for there's nowhere left to go. Just smile, make it tender, make it kind, and make it slow.